Welcome back to Internet Frenzy. What's good?
What's good, my fam? So stoked. So stoked.
Very special guests making their second appearance on the pod.
Not one, but two.
The Yarbrough fam.
Let's go.
Super excited. And Pancake.
And Pancake guest starring.
Yep, our dog.
Stoked to have you guys. Thanks for coming back.
Yes.
Happy to be invited back, that we didn't ruin our chances last time.
Oh my gosh, absolutely not. You just enhanced it. You made it better.
That was the goal.
Let's go, let's go.
The famous Noelle.
Yes. Number one.
And her husband.
And her husband.
And Dallas.
And the tag along.
The plus one. We had a story last week. If you haven't listened to our episode last week, Elite Deceit, y'all need to go check it out. Noelle is in one of our stories. Well, the name Noelle. It's not actually Noelle, okay?
Better not be
She's
Noelle.
not the mistress.
Not this time.
Not this time. Maybe in a couple years. We don't know.
Whoa.
So it's like, I sure hope not. Thank you, Whitney.
Like, be a lot better if that didn't happen.
Yeah, that's not the goal. That's not the goal.
You're right.
I would like to own Fendi sunglasses.
We can make that happen without the whole, like, being a mistress. Yeah.
You don't
okay.
need to leave them at your affair partner's house.
Fair. Okay, great. Speaking of last week's episodes, we had some good stories. So, the first one, a woman who grew up in foster care tells her boyfriend both her parents are dead.
Yoinks.
Only for her very much alive father to show up at her doorstep. That was wild.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah, same.
Worst way to get caught in a lie. Yeah, my dad's dead. And then he's knocking at the door.
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
Dude, you're back from the dead. Nice to see you.
And asking for money at that, too.
Yes.
What a POS.
I know, seriously. Then a mom finds a random pair of sunglasses. This is the story we're talking about, Noelle. Her 11-year-old son has an answer way too fast. Turns out he's been covering for his dad's affair, the ultimate betrayal, or just a kid caught in a bad situation. Okay, so that's story number 2. Story number 3. This is the last one. We only had 3 stories last week. Finally, a witness to a literal murder is threatened into silence. He never breathes a word except to the entire internet. What would you do? Okay.
Stories. 3
solid stories. Which one do we feel was the fake?
I'm trying to go. I've been right 1 for 25, or since I've last been on, there's been a couple more episodes. So I think we're at like 28 now. So I've gotten 1 right. I think 2 maybe. 2 right out of 28 episodes. And for this one, I don't think I'm going to be right. But I want to say it's the hit and run that the kid told his dad and said, bro, Mrs. What's-Her-Bucket totally nailed a person and then told me not to say anything about it.
Wow.
Please tell me that's the fake.
Noelle.
You're getting good.
That was the fake! Yes! You guys! Do I get a medal?
Yes.
A trophy?
Get the trophy.
Get cash prize? I'll take a cash prize.
that
That's
too.
fine too.
Yeah,
That's fine
it
too.
sit.
That'll
Thank
be
you.
Yeah, there we go. In and out.
Cheers! Cheers 3 for 28.
Cheers for being a winner tonight. Let's see if you can do it for these stories this week.
Wish me luck.
I'm excited. Okay, this is awesome. Well, for those that don't know me, I'm Whitney.
I'm Joe.
I'm Noelle.
I'm Dallas.
And these are our awesome friends and guests for the night. And you're going to be seeing them a lot more if they're down to keep coming around.
It would be my honor. It would be my honor.
Love that.
This is
My pleasure.
This is
My pleasure.
It's my pleasure.
But you went to In and Out tonight.
Yeah, my bitch.
Okay, well, this week's episode, are you guys ready for the theme?
I'm so excited.
Okay, take it away, Joe.
I'm stoked. So literally because you guys are coming on, this was like inspired by what I think you guys would like.
Wow.
Oh, I love that. I love a customized story.
Yeah. The title is When the Math Ain't Mathin'.
Oh,
I love it.
that checks out. I already love it.
It's just something you would say.
I say it regularly.
I feel like
at
you would
work.
say it too, Dallas.
Oh, yes. Like, anytime work, life, or whatnot, it's like, something's not right. My gut is telling me something's not right here. Don't know what it is, but
That's it.
I got a bad feeling about this.
But not about these stories. Let's hear them.
I'm a little nervous.
They're going to be the stories are a lot of fun, very out there. Some new subreddits were discovered in the process here.
here. Were they
So-
fake subreddits?
No, not
by
fake
chance?
subreddits. They don't need to be fake.
Okay.
They don't.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a gear shift. So we're kind of going away from the today I effed up or the am I the asshole. It's like these are a little bit more like one of the threads. It's called Glitch in the Matrix.
Yes.
Love that crap. That's
You live
what
for
I
it.
live for.
For you.
This is what I live for.
You know what?
We like this.
I love this
Joe,
crap.
You hit this on the nail.
I'm so surprised.
You really got it right. You got it right.
Hey, well, I mean, I just show up. So
And I also want to say before Joe starts, if you are new to the podcast, what we do every week is one of the 4 stories is generated by ChatGPT, and you're trying to guess which one's the fake. The other 3 are absolutely real, as much as they can be, from Reddit or anywhere on the internet that we find. So
it's the old 2 truths and a lie turned into podcast internet stories.
let's freaking go.
So get your detective hat on or glasses, whatever.
The little microscope.
Monocle.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
What's this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Sherlock Holmes, but like maybe Inspector Gadget. Maybe
Ooh.
Inspector Gadget's way
Sherlock
off. I don't
Holmes
know.
just sounds like a little more sexy.
Yeah.
What?
Dang, you'd
You
probably
can
give him the
definitely-
business.
Yeah. He's. I've seen
That's
him.
what happens. She sits 3 cushions away from me, and all of a sudden, like,
All bets are off.
yeah.
Yeah.
Noelle has that effect on people.
Yes, she does. It's so hard. I shouldn't sit by you. I can't help it.
All right, so I get to go first, right?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Let's freaking go.
Internet frenzy, electric love so trendy. Bytes and bits we're blending. One click, no pretending.
So this one is for Dallas. I just feel like he's going to appreciate this. You guys, you will too, but like just...
I'm offended.
So this one comes from the subreddit High Strangeness. The title is, what's the creepiest display of intelligence you've come across?
Ooh.
And
That's creepy.
I'm
So-
loving it.
this is just a gentle step in the direction that we're headed. So just
dipping
getting our
our toe
feet
in.
wet. So a few years ago, I'm working on an old tractor I got for free from a neighbor when a buddy of mine, his wife, and 10-year-old son come over for a visit. We're talking as I'm working on this machine and his son wants to help. I don't mind at all because I really don't care about this machine. As I said, it was free and was just a keep busy kind of project. I figured I'd teach him safety things like fuel and spinning parts and so on. Now this machine had a weird issue in it that it wouldn't keep running no matter what I did. I'm a small engine mechanic, so this is my job and I'm pretty good at it. I knew it was fuel, but after cleaning the tank, changing the lines, fuel filter, and cleaning the carb, I still couldn't get proper gas flow. It was a bit of a head scratcher. This kid is helping me, so I explain how the fuel system works to him, not really expecting him to absorb any of it. Anyway, my buddy and I decided we were going to step out for a bit, leaving his wife and son with my wife. The boy asks if he can keep messing with the machine, and his mother says no, as she doesn't want him to break it. I tell her that I honestly don't care and to let him have a go at it if he wants. She agrees and we leave. She, of course, is supervising him to ensure he doesn't end up hurting himself, but I tell her there are no blades on it and it's pretty much dead, so there's nothing he could really do.
I see where this is going.
I'm
Oh,
scared.
Yeah, maybe I'm fully wrong, but
I am thrilled right now. I'm loving this.
We come back after a few hours, and wouldn't you believe it, we see this kid riding around on this old beat-up lawn tractor as his mother looks on smiling. I
called
ask
it.
her if she did something, to which she says, nope. When you told him he could do whatever he wants, he just started taking it apart and it ran. I asked her if he's ever messed with any machines before, and she says, no, his father isn't mechanically inclined, so they don't really do this kind of stuff together. I asked the kid what he did, so he proceeds to tell me in the most kid way ever that no gas was getting inside, and he remembered my explanation on how the fuel system worked. So he began taking it apart, starting at the tank like I did, and figured it must have been in the carb. So he takes it apart and notices that there's a tiny screen that I didn't even know about, since very few machines have one, where the fuel line enters the carb that was clogged up. This kid literally diagnosed a fuel system for the very first time ever, mind you, found the issue that an experienced mechanic overlooked, then reassembled the machine and got it working, all while never having touched a single engine in his life. The last thing I say to his parents is get that boy some tools ASAP. So that's it. Creepy intelligence out of a 10-year-old child. To this day, I'm still blown away by it.
I love that.
Wow.
that's a savant. right there.
Oh my gosh.
This guy couldn't get this tractor to work, and a 10-year-old is like wrenching on it for 10 minutes, and all of a sudden,
It's like, yeah, no, I don't know what
He's
you're
like-
talking about. It's fine.
cool, I'm just going to do some laps on this tractor
Oh.
That I just fixed.
that I just built.
Did he like hire him on the spot at that point? Like, frick, might as well.
Should have.
I would like to hire him.
Crazy stuff. How is that even possible? A little kid just
That has to be a savant. That has to be like he just has that ability.
His brain just works.
Or
very
maybe
well for that.
he's
Keep it
just a little
simple.
kid where he understood what the guy was saying and was able to see that the screen was in the way. I mean, I would not ever be able to do that.
No.
So
well, most people. I mean, this guy was literally. This guy is a small engine mechanic. Like his job is diagnosing these things. He could not figure out how to get this thing to run. And a kid that has never touched an engine, he's like, "Wait, so how do you do it?" And
that's wild.
just based on explanation alone.
I can guarantee the kid has like ADHD or autism for sure. Like, can just listen, pay attention, like
And then just
figure
his
it
mind
out.
works that way.
Yeah, I work with heavy equipment and stuff like that, and it's always like the simplest of things that resolves the issue. Like, just had an experience at work like 2 weeks ago. Have a piece of equipment, we're on rent. It's costing us tens of thousands of dollars a month. It will not run for longer than like 5-10 minutes at a time.
You got to get this kid on the case.
Yeah, where's this 10-year-old?
10-year-old, come on. And so, like, we had a mechanic out, literally spent like 2.5 days trying to figure out why it won't stay running. Literally, it was the wrong filter. And that's all that it was.
Oh my god.
And so, like,
who figured that out? The mechanic?
not that mechanic. We had another mechanic come out, go, and literally walked up and was like, oh, you got the wrong filter on it. Swapped it out, put it in, fired it up, kept
That's
running.
so frustrating.
And
oh
so
my
it's like
goodness.
always like the simplest thing. And like the first mechanic that was out there was like, oh, the fuel's getting there. This is happening. Like going through all the steps. I'm like, dude, take it back to the basics.
I would take one look. He could be like, oh yeah, it's a fuel system issue. I'd like look at it and be like, cool. So that's broken forever.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like, I'm going to start unscrewing everything and like, I'm trusting that this mechanic could have figured it out.
The adult, if anything.
And like, oh, he says it's not working. It will never be working then.
Yeah.
Bummer.
That's crazy. He just had the guts to be like, okay, well, I'm going to tear it apart and see what I can do.
Let me see if I can fix it.
Yeah, I would not be like that.
That's crazy.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah, just a little strange.
Okay.
Just enough to wonder, like, is that just normal smart kid behavior? Or was there anything else going on? I don't know.
Aliens.
It's gotta be
Gotta
aliens.
be aliens.
It's gotta be.
Don't sleep on them.
You can't. They're confirmed now.
I don't ever sleep when aliens get brought up.
I'm so sorry. I was just kidding.
I'm not going to
They're
sleep
fake.
tonight.
No, they're fake. It's all a joke.
No, I actually sleep very soundly.
Okay, good.
But aliens do scare me. They're real.
They're absolutely real.
Like, that's like one of my fears is being abducted by aliens.
That's one of my dreams.
Dreams?
Well,
You're like, please.
do you know that you wake up naked every time you're
I
abducted
know,
by
it's-
an alien?
Well, I hope they scrub me down.
She like hates clothes anyways, so
Yeah,
that's
that's
like
my
a dream
preferred
come true.
method.
Are you serious?
Of being alive.
Oh, I just can't imagine waking up naked and then there's just aliens.
I'm sure that's what they say.
Yeah, they're all just
Yeah, they're probably talking about how hot I am.
And you're just like,
Yes. Yeah.
strapped
Exactly.
to the table. It's like 20 degrees.
Yeah,
You're freezing.
If they want to study a specimen, I'll give them a specimen. Okay.
All right, a spicy woman.
So aliens, I'm available.
Oh, don't do that.
Okay, I was just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, if you got abducted by aliens,
Bro, would send me back. I'd be too annoying. I'd be like, bro, tell me what you're doing over there.
would
I
you
want to.
actually, okay, no BS right now.
Okay,
Would you
no BS.
actually be scared or no?
I would absolutely be scared.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't be
She
like,
would-
what's up, guys?
She would have
No, but I would
nightmares.
start asking questions. I'd be like, hey,
oh, but they can't understand you. So
Yeah.
they're just,
no, they live on Earth. They understand us.
no.
They understand us.
But they don't have to talk to you like they understand you. They're like, think
True.
about it.
True.
But do
You're
you
like
think
an
they
ant.
understand?
I know they understand. That's why they're here. They're intelligent beings.
They're smarter than us.
If
for
they
sure.
if they can fly in space and live in space or other planets and come down here,
Yeah.
they're gonna come to Earth.
They're not that
They're
smart if they're coming to
I was
Earth.
gonna say.
Come
I
on.
mean, I take it back. If they're gonna come to Earth, they know what's going on. They know what's going on.
If you ever go missing,
It's aliens
I know
first.
it's not Dallas.
It's aliens first. Aliens first, then Dallas.
Their cops like pull me in for questioning, and I'm like,
Like,
I'm
bro,
telling you right now, it's not the husband.
It's not. Not
It's-
this time.
It's the aliens.
Not this time.
She was begging for it.
No,
Listen to my podcast.
it's there's 3 different kinds. They're the gray ones.
No, they're just gray. The
just
gray.
green.
They turn gray after the green ones die.
No, bro. There's do some research, bro. Do you have access
next
to the
time.
internet? It's
Hey, this might be a surprise to you, but you can't believe everything you read.
no, I can.
True.
You guys may not, but I do.
Is the Earth flat?
No,
Like a trapezoid.
No.
it's not.
Thank you.
There is a firmament, but it's not flat. On a good day. So what's the next story? No, I don't truly believe it's flat. But I mean, we just don't know anything. I just don't. I have never been to space. I've never seen the Earth.
Do you think we've been on the moon?
Hell no.
Do you? Tell me right now. Don't be
I do.
swayed by him.
I do believe,
Honey,
we've been-
we have not been on the moon.
bro. But you don't believe in flat Earth? No, no. But we haven't been to the moon.
We have not been to the moon. I think it's so
How did
fake.
we go to the moon in the 60s and we haven't been back one time?
It's too expensive. Aliens are here.
We do have people living on the International Space Station, so
There are people in space.
The Earth is not
But
flat.
there was not someone that got out and ran on the moon. We didn't walk on the moon.
Okay,
I don't think we
Okay.
even made it to the moon.
No, that guys.
I can be persuaded.
footage?
I can be persuaded.
The footage is horrible.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it was the 60s.
But I would love to believe that we did. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I would love
absolutely.
to believe it, but I just can't get it. I can't get with
That's
it.
fair. That's understandable.
Like, the math ain't mathin', you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, guys?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
story
I do-
number 2.
We actually weren't on the moon.
Yeah. I arrived at my lecture yesterday and no one was there, but today they're all telling me they were there. Am I crazy or is something going on? I went to my lecture at the usually scheduled time yesterday. When arrived at the building, I was really confused because usually it's incredibly packed. There is another 200-person lecture that ends 5 minutes before mine, so not only are they all coming out, but people from my lecture are waiting to go in. This time, there was no one there and the halls were empty. When I walked into the lecture hall, all of the lights were off and nobody was there except for 2 guys. They were standing in front of the chalkboard writing out problems, and I asked them if lecture was happening, and they said they didn't know what I was talking about, and that their lecture for a different class had just finished and they were doing practice problems. I left and checked to see if I had missed an email about class being canceled and was really confused because there weren't any. Around 5 to 10 minutes after the usual starting time for class, I emailed my professor and my TA to ask if lecture was happening and if I had missed any information. A few hours later, they replied saying that we had lecture as scheduled per usual with no location changed. To make sure I wasn't going crazy, I checked to make sure I was at the right room by logging into my university website and checking the building name and number, which confirmed I was in the right place. Then today I went to my discussion and asked everyone if we had lecture yesterday, and they all looked at me and each other with really weird expressions and said they had all gone to lecture. I followed that up by asking if there was a location change, and they all said no. My TA also then told me that I was the only person to have asked about whether or not there were any changes to lecture time in place. For context, there are over 200 people in the lecture, and I was the only one to have said something. Also, during discussion today, I couldn't focus at all because when my TA was erasing the chalk on the chalkboard, instead of it looking powdery and dusting off the board, it was dripping down the chalkboard as though it were wet. I was blinking and looking around at people, and no one acted as though anything was different or weird. Does anyone have any ideas as to what could have happened, or am I losing my mind?
That's a glitch in the Matrix, bro.
That is the Matrix doing a front flip.
Yeah, that's not a glitch. You went into a different dimension.
Yeah.
That was a different dimension. Different timeline.
I gotta say, I've never experienced anything like that.
Ever.
I have. Not to that severity.
What?
But I'm trying to remember what my brain tried to forget it because it was so weird.
So scary.
I'm not gonna remember it. But it was wild.
I've had it where like I've had very, very vivid dreams. Things happen and then like you wake up and it's like, okay, was that real or was that not real? Trying to come out of it, or like you wake up and you feel pain that happened in the dream or whatever. Like to go throughout a day and not know, like that's
too much. And for everyone else to be like, what are you talking about? We were all there at the same time. Like, no, like,
And email the TA. And every question I was asking in my head, they answered, whereas like, because I've done something like that before in college where I'm like, I went to the wrong building or I came at the wrong time. And so I'm like, I thought it was glitching, but it was just, I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm at the wrong building or wrong time or class got canceled. And so the fact that like all of that was answered.
Math ain't mathin'.
Math ain't mathin'.
I've had it where it's like, oh, I need to go to this class today, but then it's like, oh, instead of being a Tuesday, it's a Wednesday or whatnot.
Yeah,
and
we're
be
like, I got
oh,
something
what?
mixed up.
But like
But the fact that all the classmates,
walking down the hallway, knowing you're in the right building, you go to
That's
the
a
right
different timeline.
classroom.
different dimension.
It literally reminds me of like a scary movie premise of like, and then for the chalkboard to be all wet, like going down the board, and she's looking around like, is anyone else seeing this? There's got to be something there. Like maybe she's.
That's nightmare fuel. Is she tripping?
Yeah, she like on
Yeah,
drugs.
she on
Or
something.
she.
What's that movie?
Smile.
Is it A Beautiful Mind or whatever?
I've never seen it.
With, I think it's Russell Crowe, and he has schizophrenia. And he, if I remember right, he's a professor. He has learned to recognize like what's real and what's fake and
shoot,
which people
doggers.
they are. And so it's based on a true story, and like that's what it reminds me of. Like, are you having a psychotic break almost?
That wouldn't be too wild. That would be less wild to have a psychotic break than to.
But still, like,
Yeah.
okay, you walk into a classroom and the two people there are like, no, we just had a lecture wrap up and there's like 200 people and the hallways are empty.
That's so sketch.
Lights are off. Like,
Yeah, it's like it sounds like a dimensional shift.
Yeah.
Sounds like she went to a different dimension, doesn't add up, came back, and what the hell. But listen, this has happened to me. This exact same thing.
Shut up.
No, it's a very, very small fraction of it, but it felt similar. For what it's
What?
worth. It's actually happened to me twice. Very strangely, like different times. When I was in high school, I used to have to go and pick up this girl that was a friend. This is when I lived here in Arizona. So I would have to pick up this girl on my way to school. There was one day where like kind of rolled over and was like, oh frick, I'm late. I gotta go. Like hurried, got in my car, like went to go and pick this girl up. And she was very punctual. I would pull into this church parking lot and she would just walk right out, or like she'd already be standing there waiting for me. Pull up like to where she was supposed to come and get in my truck. And I'm like waiting. I'm like, this is so freaking weird. She's late. And I like got my phone out and I went to send her a text message. I looked. I was 2 hours early. Like I literally just like something switched in my brain where like I didn't recognize the time, and I drove and got ready for
What the
high
heck?
school. I'm a junior in high school at this point.
No, you don't get up 2 hours early as a junior.
I don't know what happened.
in
but
high school.
I'm in this church parking lot and I literally had to go back home before school started
What in
and
the
like
world?
wait to go back. It was the weirdest thing.
Hated that.
That's
It was so weird. And I was like, day ruined. What the frick happened? Why did I like wake up?
That's wild.
And I woke up thinking that I was super late already. So I was like,
Yeah,
threw
hurry.
clothes on, just get out the door.
that's weird.
Weird. Very weird. Very real thing. And then had basically the same situation after we were married. We're married.
We're married. Baby.
First year of college. I had a 7 a.m. English class.
That's disgusting.
And-
Second and last of all.
Oh, it was horrible. And this,
Okay, sorry. Keep going.
my professor was this crazy lady. She probably listens to this podcast, but she's a crazy lady.
We love you. Thank you for listening.
And
number one comment.
but anyways, yeah, basically same thing happened where since it was a 7 a.m. class, it was winter. It was always dark when I was driving to class. Like one day, same thing. Woke up, thought I was late, hit the road, get to class, get there. No one's there. Buildings, everything's dark. I'm like, what is going on? Like, go to text this kid on my golf team who was in my class, and I'm like, cool. Exactly an hour early.
What in the at 6 a.m. Got to class at
Literally.
6 a.m.
Got to class at 6 a.m. Yes.
Be normal.
Even stopped at Circle K on the way in, like just
Oh, my
which is
heck.
like somewhat routine.
Shut up.
Just ready to go.
Just
Josephine.
You love
Very
to
weird.
learn.
very very
Giuseppe.
weird. And yeah, went to my car and like listened to music and just waited.
Yeah, a lot of these comments are just saying, like, I strongly recommend going to the doctor. A lot of people are saying she's hallucinating because of stress.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what the dripping makes me think. That's a weird one.
Yeah, that.
Have you guys ever had something like that happen where you're like, I'm looking at something, I'm like, that's moving. And like, there's just no possible way it's moving.
Yes.
But I'm like, no, that's moving.
Yes.
But it's not.
I've seen some things that were not supposed to be there.
Yeah. Have you
I'm
ever
like-
like stabbed someone and you just like don't realize it?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
A couple times. More often than I'd like to admit, but
Yeah.
We are
I've
on
never
a
been
public
caught though,
forum.
so it's not a big deal.
yeah.
What were we talking about?
Whoa, hey guys, what's going on?
Guys, if I go missing,
No,
Not a glitch
it's
in
aliens.
Matrix.
It's aliens. Aliens first.
For sure.
Aliens.
You just honestly, you just never know. I've seen 2020.
He's obsessed with 2020. Maybe I should be more concerned
I
about
feel like
me.
you're gonna go missing.
Yes, thank you.
I feel like you're gonna go missing.
He talks about it nonstop.
Well,
so
if I'm
that says something.
not while I'm around, I'll
Creepy.
protect you. Yo, that was like
No
was
one
like cool
backed
for a
you.
second, then kind of like went uncomfy. I don't know. No one backed
People on
me.
the podcast are going to be like, did it stop playing?
Is
Like,
everyone okay with
into
it?
the Matrix.
Yes.
nothing,
Is not
nothing.
back in with that one.
You know what would be hilarious?
What?
I was just thinking, like we like say a part of the story and then we just re-say it and we act like nothing happened.
And we react the same.
Yeah, just
all
like-
the same.
Do the
Oh,
exact thing. I'll just
don't
You know-
tempt
replay
me.
this.
Can we punk everybody?
Oh my gosh.
Can we prank everyone?
So-
You know what would be so funny
What?
is if we like say the same thing, we like re-say it.
Oh,
That'd be and then we just reacted the same. Like that would be.
People would be like, wait, did I accidentally like skip re4?
Oh,
rewind?
please! I want to prank. I want to prank everybody.
You know what would be so funny? Oh my gosh. Well, that was my story, and now we're going to go on to Joe's.
Okay, this comes from Glitch in the Matrix.
Ooh,
Ready.
My wife and I saw our 5-year-old daughter, but older.
no.
Oh, I thought he was going to say butt naked.
That's definitely. I was like. I mean, like that's not a glitch in the Matrix. That's a regular Tuesday
I was going to
morning.
say that's called parenthood.
Yeah.
This happened a few months ago. In early January, my wife and I were in the kitchen prepping lunch and chatting. Our 5-year-old daughter was in the living room watching TV. No one else in the house. We live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and the layout of the house allows us to see a bit of the corridor and hallway outside the kitchen. My wife was cutting up food, and I was sitting behind her. As we talked, she started to turn around to face me, but stopped midway, staring at the kitchen door. She froze up completely, and I remember asking, "What is it?" She let out a loud gasp, and then I instinctively looked towards the door as well. This is when it's getting good, so focus up. I saw a brief glimpse of what seemed like a person turning the corner towards the living room. It happened very fast, but I was sure I saw someone. I panicked. My immediate thought was, holy frick. Frick. Someone broke in. My daughter's alone in the living room. The only thing I thought of doing was grabbing a knife and yelled at my wife to call the police. I rushed into the corridor and into the living room. In the living room, there was nothing. My kid was just sitting on the couch watching Bluey. She looked at me and asked, "What's up?" with a confused expression. Mind you, I had a knife in my hand and probably looked crazy. I tried to play it off and asked if she saw anyone come in the room. She hadn't and was clueless about what I was talking about. I searched the living room and the rest of the house. No sign of a break-in, windows closed, and we live on the 3rd floor.
What?
If someone had tried to escape that way, they would have fallen really bad. I checked everywhere, wardrobes, behind curtains, the front door, nothing. No signs of entry, and the front door was totally closed, and we didn't hear anyone come in or anything of the sort. This all happened within maybe 10 minutes. I went back to the kitchen where my wife was crying. She had frozen up and didn't call the cops. I calmed her down. She got scared bad and she couldn't even speak properly. When she calmed down, she explained to me what she saw. I personally only caught a very quick glimpse of the thing turning around the corner. However, my wife says she got a good look at it. She says she saw what looked like a tall woman dressed in a floral dress and high heels walking across the corridor. Neither of us heard any sound though. She said the woman stopped when she understood she was seen. Looked at my wife in the eyes, and my wife swears the figure looked like our daughter, but older.
Oh.
I know exactly what that is. Okay, sorry, keep going.
This
Straight up
happened.
Goosebumps.
Yes. This happened in the space of seconds when she first froze up in shock. When my wife gasped, the woman hurried and turned the corner into the living room. I only saw the last part. If I hadn't caught a glimpse of it, I would ask my wife to go into therapy or something. But I know something was there. We never figured out what we saw, but it was definitely the strangest moment of my life, and I know it happened. Wanted to share it here.
Ooh.
That's a ghost. That's an ancestor.
Like,
Do you think it is an ancestor that
I
looks
say-
a lot like her? Oh, that's actually beautiful.
That's where I go.
Wow.
I hope it is. And the fact that like she realized she was not supposed to be seen and then disappeared. That's what I think. I mean, definitely a glitch in the matrix, but
no, because
that's wild.
That's
I feel like that to me, that settles easier than it being the daughter from the future
100%.
somehow.
100%.
Could you imagine?
That's like an interstellar, like
Yeah,
interdimensional,
like
yeah.
time traveling type
How
of stuff.
crazy would that be? Like, I would love to come face to face with like my 60-year-old self. But
that would
Terrifying.
be wild. Yeah, if like you're not expecting
like
it. Yeah, if you're just like,
like for me,
what?
like I think I would much rather have somebody break into my house, like
Then like you.
that,
Then
or
have
like
a
my
ghost
kid,
or
or like
dimensional-
some like a family. To me, there's nothing more terrifying as like the person who's supposed to protect the family. As I know for a fact, I saw something there, and it's
and there's
no
nothing I
longer
can do
there.
about it. I
Like
can't.
that is the most like unsettling, distressing, like whether there's like bad feelings involved or not, but just that like there was something there and like I can't deny it at all. If somebody breaks in, you know for a fact
Yeah,
that they're
physically
there.
you can.
Yeah.
And you have lots of
Something about
guns. That helps. You can't shoot a ghost.
You can't.
No, but you can cry about it.
Yeah.
You can cry about it.
What's the craziest ghost story you have? Because I know you have a lot.
I do.
What if
I
there
don't want to
was
scare you.
if there was one?
Noelle and I had just gotten married, and it was the first place that we lived in, and it was a house that a family member let us stay at.
And it was
We
big.
were renting from them. It
3
was a
or 4
three-bedroom-
bedrooms.
Oh, nice.
In Tempe.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, it was great.
Bigger than we needed.
Took care of us. I mean, it was phenomenal. And there was one room in the house, and there was a master bedroom, master bathroom, and then it could go into like a little office room.
It was like a corridor.
And that
I love that word for ghost stories.
It just
It's
feels
just
like
better.
they should live there, you know?
Yeah.
In the corridor.
It's theirs.
like the master bathroom, it was almost like a Jack and Jill bathroom where like the office was attached to it, and like you could go in and then be in the master bathroom. Every time we went into that, like we had a couple boxes in there, and we would only go in there
We
to
didn't
like
touch them.
get a couple things just because
We never
it
unpacked
was
any of the
off.
boxes in there. We're like, we were looking at the house and we went in there and we're like,
It
I
feels
don't
off.
like this. And we just moonwalked out of there like,
No.
nah, we're
Yeah.
not.
Like
So we went in there maybe 3 times the 7 months that we lived there.
anytime I had to go in there, it was like I know I'm getting something out
There
of
was a
there, and
purpose.
I'm like,
You're out.
I don't spend a second.
Would you turn the
on
light
it.
on?
yes,
Okay.
Yes.
anytime, day, night, whatever, like.
Yeah, the light's going on.
Totally. I think it was like month 2 or 3 that we lived there, and we were asleep, and it was the middle of the night. It had to be like 2 a.m. So there was a master bedroom, and then it opened to like the living room, and then the kitchen. It was kind of an open floor plan a little bit. And we had a picture hanging on the wall, and there was a couch right next to it.
I already hate
The
this.
picture, I mean, it was probably like 2 foot wide, 4 foot tall.
It was a big one.
falls on the couch, bounces off, hits the ground, and like is
Shatters.
loud.
Yeah, no,
Loud.
those are loud. It's loud.
Like both of us sit up in bed at the same exact time. Like both of us heard it.
That's so scary.
Look at each other and we're like, what the heck is going on? Like, of course, I grab my gun.
Feeling.
I'm like walking towards the door, like,
And I'm like,
barely
"You can do
opening
it,
it.
Dallas."
And she's like, go, 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 go. Like, you gotta figure
I'm
out
like,
what it is.
Take-
and I'm
take
like,
one for the team,
You're
bro.
like, I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up.
no.
Dude, yeah, right. I'm sorry. I would be like behind Joe, like so
Oh,
scared.
Oh, she stayed in bed.
No, I'm not. I'm not
100%.
getting up. I'm locking the door. Once he gets out there, I'm like, no, don't come get me. Yeah,
You go
hope for the best.
And like, I go out. So you walk in, it's like a 90-degree turn to get into the master, but it's like still open enough. You could see kind of the kitchen,
Oh my
a little bit of the
gosh.
hallway. So like I open it and the picture frame's laying right there,
Okay.
right next to it. And it's like, okay,
You're
I know what
picking
the sound is, but then it's like,
But we don't. Why did it
Why
just
did it
fly off the
fall?
phone?
what? There
Fly
was
off
no
the wall.
reason. I mean, we already had things up on the wall for like months at this point. And so it's like,
It's like
What is it?
not something that like hit it. It
Yeah.
wasn't like the nail was bad. Like the nail was still there. Like something had to have pushed it.
didn't make sense. So like I go through, check the house, check the garage, everything was good. Did not go into the office to check it because it was too terrifying.
we're
So,
not
like,
doing the
Are you
office.
serious? That was
No.
the one you were not gonna check.
I don't remember.
Oh
but
my
most
gosh.
likely
I
not.
don't think he did.
But like literally looked around, nothing was out of place. Like everything was fine, but still like we got into bed and I think
And it was so unsettling. Like it was.
Oh, yeah.
We should have known then that like.
So there's more to this story.
Yeah, then there's my experience.
Oh,
That was our combined experience.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But so now on to my experience. I had been feeling something when I would wash my face in the sink, like in the bathroom, where like you feel displaced air of like if somebody's walking past you. You know that feeling?
No, I've never had it, but I understand.
Okay. So like if somebody's walking behind you in the kitchen or like you're facing one direction and you feel somebody behind
Oh,
you.
okay, yeah. Like I feel like I have.
Where it's like the air swishes. Anyways,
Like you can feel it when
Yeah.
somebody walks by, like a real person.
like a real person,
Yeah.
like a live person walks by you and you're like, oh yeah, obviously Dallas is behind me. So I was washing my face one night and I feel the air displaced and I'm like, Dallas. And then I hear him from the family room and I'm like, I'm in the bathroom. He's in the family room. Cool.
I'm glad he was home though.
I'm so glad. And it wasn't just no one. So then I like pat my face dry and I don't want to open my eyes because I'm like, no, we're good. We're good. Okay. We're good. And then, when I would go to sleep a few times, I felt someone beside my bed because I was on the right side of the bed. And so I would feel someone walking back and forth. And I was looking at Dallas next to me. So I knew it wasn't Dallas. And like, I'm looking with my eyes and I'm like, I can feel the air moving next to me. Like it feels like there's something
Yeah.
there. And so I had this very eerie feeling that there was a visitor, a spirit.
Yeah.
I like
In
that.
my
I like
home.
that. I call him a visitor.
Yeah. Cause I'm like, y'all aren't staying.
No, yeah, you're a touch
visiting,
and go.
and
You're
then
a
y'all
guest
are
for
going
a
to be
moment.
out of here. Yeah. So I had a relative who is sensitive to these things come and clear out the house. And so I'm like, all right, cool. We're chill.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. So there's a woman who works in the office that's connected to the bathroom. And I'm like, so that's what we were feeling. She's like, yeah, she works out of the office. And since the house has been vacant for so long, there's just a lot of extra room and space for visitors to come and keep their spirits here when you guys were not here. But now that you're here,
Oh.
you are interrupting her work of like having people come and stay in the home.
Like, what is she? Is she like a freaking?
Yeah, she's
like
she's a host, some sort of hostess.
I just pictured like a freaking person,
Bellhop.
like a CPA. She's
Yes.
a CPA on the other side, and people are coming and
She's
doing their
files and taxes in the office.
Yes.
And I'm washing my face and she's like, bro, can you get a load of this bit?
Like, I'm-
Interrupting you. We're working.
Like, I'm literally just doing an audit right now. If you're washing your face.
That's exactly. Yeah. So she worked there, and then so in the middle of the night, someone had come to get her, but hadn't realized that she had been cleared out. And so I woke up in the middle of the night, and I see a black silhouette at the foot of my bed,
No.
and he's looking at me, and I see the eyes, and
Oh,
I'm like, he was tall.
This is
He
not
was
her.
tall.
This is a
No, this
is a
is
him.
different. This is different. And I look at the foot of my bed, and I'm paralyzed, and I'm like, Dallas, 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 Dallas. And he's not waking up.
Press, you could talk at least.
I couldn't believe that I talked. And then I like finally I closed my eyes again. And then I opened and he was gone. And I'm like, Dallas, Dallas, Dallas. And I'm hitting him. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, bro, did you not? Who did you? No. And he was like, nah, man. What are you talking about? I'm like, there was a guy. He was looking at me. And so I had the relative come back and be like, bro, what's up? What's up? What's good over here? And he had said to her that he was looking for the lady of the house because he thought she was still there and I was not meant to see him, but I did.
Oh.
And then I had a different relative say, well, he was fine. They weren't, and I was able to fall back asleep. So I'm like, it was chill. It was fine. But, I had another relative who was like, well, at least they weren't crawling on the floor.
No, that guy literally was like, I'm here to pick up my tax returns.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't got it.
I
don't got it.
overpaid.
She left it in the file folders in the office. You're gonna want to go check in there.
You gotta check in there for
You gotta
$300
go
bucks.
ask. I don't know nothing about your taxes.
How much longer did you live there after all of that?
A couple months, but we didn't have any.
3 years.
We didn't have any other instances after that. That was
Okay, good.
that was.
That's not bad. No, I'm just kidding. That's
It,
horrible.
it wasn't too bad. They weren't there to harm us. I mean, the lady was. She tried to fight me, but the man at the foot of the bed.
So the main lady, she was not happy.
She did not like me there.
Oh.
So that's why she kept she was pacing. The relative was like, yeah, she's pacing back and forth while you were sleeping, cursing you. I'm like, sorry, fam. I'm just trying to get my beauty rest. So that was wild.
Well, I don't know why I'm absolutely convinced that she's like works for the IRS. I don't know.
The vibe that she was giving is absolutely IRS, like annoying,
Like,
mean,
just like,
crabby.
Give me the money.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was definitely her vibe. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Wow.
Like maybe from the 80s too.
Yes.
Like where they're real hard A about it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That was definitely, and her name I'm sure was Karen. So.
That sounds fitting.
All right. Sorry. Keep going.
That's
Is it
crazy.
your story?
It is my story.
I'm so excited.
Okay, me too.
Is it sketchier?
You'll see. I'm at this coffee shop the other day, just killing time. And I'm standing in line when this guy walks in. And the second I see him, my brain just knows him. Not in a, he looks kind of familiar way, but in a, I know exactly how he moves, how he talks, what he's about to do kind of way. I don't say anything, but I'm watching him now just out of curiosity. He steps up to the counter and before he even opens his mouth, I think he's going to order a large iced coffee, no sugar. And sure enough, word for word, that's what he says. At this point, I'm weirded out, but I figure, okay, maybe I just overheard him say it earlier or something. Then he turns and I know he's going to sit at the second table by the window. No hesitation, no looking around. He just walks straight to that spot like it's his usual seat. And I'm just standing there thinking, what the hell is happening right now? So I grab my drink and sit down. And for the next few minutes, I'm just racking my brain. Like, where do I know this guy from? An old coworker? A classmate? A friend of a friend? But the more I stare at him, the more I realize I don't. His face isn't ringing any bells at all. I have zero memory of ever meeting this dude. And yet somehow I knew exactly what he was going to do before he did it. I even started guessing his next moves. Just to see if I was going crazy. He's going to check his watch. Boom. He's going to stretch his left arm. Boom. He's going to grab his phone, stare at it for a second, then put it back down. Boom. Every single thing. It wasn't like I was reading body language or anything. It was like I had seen this exact moment before. I wanted to go up and say something just to see if he recognized me too. But honestly, I chickened out. Paid for my coffee, walked out, and spent the whole drive home questioning reality. I even went through old photos, contacts, anything that might connect me to him. Nothing. So yeah, either I crossed paths with this guy in another life or my brain glitched and gave me early access to the next 5 minutes of reality. No clue which one is worse.
I was just gonna say, which one's worse? That's wild. I've never heard anything like that.
Terrifying.
That was like deja vu that keeps happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
But only to one guy. Like, I've had deja vu where it's like a couple different people and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I've been here before. But like, for one guy, and I'm wondering, what if she was predicting what he was gonna do? Like, what if she was controlling him?
Oh.
What if, I mean, because these are all wild options. Like, let's just go wilder. Let's go wilder.
The puppeteer.
Yeah, just
Could you imagine?
check your watch.
Okay, that's a crazy thought though, to think that she could have just been controlling him and she didn't realize.
Like that she knew what he was going to do. Maybe she was just manifesting what he was going to do.
Have you ever, like, do you have any deja vu instances that are, like, really poignant? Like, do you have any that you really remember very well?
Yes.
Yeah?
I remember when I was like a little kid, I had a dream of like this place. It was like this house and it had like a pool attached to it, and it was all an indoor pool, but it had glass windows and like you could see out. And like I remember going swimming. There was people there and it's like, okay. And then I swear it was a couple years later, we have a family reunion and kind of like a place similar to that. And then it was a couple years after that, like I was remembering kind of that dream and like made the connection that like the building with the pool was the same building, and like the layout where it was and like the main building and everything was like the same exact layout.
I had a dream probably when I was like 7 or 8 that I was in the airport and I went into an airport bathroom. And I like turned around from going to the bathroom in the airport bathroom, and there was a guy that was just standing there staring at me. And then I woke up from the dream. So, and this is like a very weird deja vu experience, because in the dream, I remember that like I could see his face and I knew who he was. Like I felt like a familiarity with this guy.
Yeah.
And then throughout my life after that, I've never forgot that dream, but I would have experiences where I would see somebody. Like I could see somebody in the grocery store and I'd be like, that was the guy from my dream. It gave me the chills just saying that out loud. But like, that's happened to me before where like 3 or 4 different times, like seeing that person. And what's weird is that it was not always the same person.
Yeah,
so like my brain would like fit different people into like the deja vu feeling of like, that was him. But it like, I don't know, because they weren't the same people, you know? And it was like, yeah, like 3 or 4 different times. Even up the last time I was in high school and it was somebody that I saw on TV. I was like, that is the guy from that dream when I was a kid.
Do you know that your brain, this is crazy, but do you know that your brain can't make up like people in your head? So when you're dreaming, it's someone you have literally seen before.
I remember saying that, like somebody telling me that because of this.
Yeah. So you've definitely seen whoever that was.
It's weird because now I remember telling my dad about the dream and him being like very sketched out, like very much like wanting to be protective. Like, wait, who was it? What did he look like?
Yeah.
Like,
I could totally see your dad. Like,
Appreciate it.
it gives me, with the bathroom thing, I had a nightmare. I've never seen this lady before, but it was like a creepy, like The Grudge, like The Ring kind of look. Mm-hmm. But I remember I was like, it was the chillest dream. Just having a good time, bro. Went to go freaking pee. Maybe poop. I don't remember in my dream. Anyways, went to go to the bathroom in a public restroom. And I sat down to pee and I was like, I felt like someone was looking at me. Like I felt
like
someone
looking at you or like
was looking
at you.
Like in the toilet. Yeah. No.
I'm thirsty.
No. I literally I'm hungry.
Okay, so now we know you were pooping.
No, I wasn't. I was peeing. I'm just kidding. I'm being silly. So I remember just feeling like someone's looking at me. And I like look down and there's nothing there. And all of a sudden I hear these like giggles, like creepy. And I literally look up and half her body is hanging over the stall. looking at me. And I couldn't even scream. I was so terrified. And then I woke up from my dream. But to this day, if I feel just a smidge of that, like, am I being looked at? I immediately look up. Like, I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't look down first. I look up.
Interesting.
And then
You
I
still
look
have that.
down. And yeah, I still,
instinct.
to this day, I've only had that dream once and I'll forever. So look up if you need to, everyone. Look, is there a movie called Look Up? I feel like there is.
Get Out. It's very similar.
Don't breathe.
The 2-word movies?
Us?
Is that what we're naming? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Us
That's
is
such a
so,
good movie.
That's creepy.
talk about freaking the math ain't math, and that's
Yeah.
horrifying.
That's
Talk about
such a
meeting your person.
Oh,
doppelganger.
yeah. See,
that.
Dallas was like, nah.
See,
nah, dog.
I would like to meet my 70-year-old self, and I'm sweet, and I have a million grandkids, and I'm happy, and blah blah blah. I don't want to meet
the evil version of myself.
The evil version of myself would destroy me. I would not survive.
I'd be dead. I'd be dead within 2 seconds.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. If I'm not the evil version of myself, then that person is sick and demented.
Sick and twisted.
Exactly. Like
Sick and twisted.
like the evil side of me would literally torture me.
Mm-hmm.
Probably tear me limb by limb.
Mhm.
And then
Dang.
eat me.
So you got that in you?
You got that? You got
Because
that
that's
dog?
like that's you.
Yeah.
That's you just later. Like,
No, I'm just so
Just
competitive.
you on an angry day.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like my evil side, like, I'm already competitive, so my evil side would, like, really want to be the most evil of everyone. So she would be seeing how other people are doing it, and she'd
I'd
be like,
I'm gonna be 10 times worse.
everyone watch. This is how you do it.
There's some like clinical psychiatrist listening to this right now that's just punching the air. Like, this is a room full of crazies.
Check.
Like, literally, like,
Oh, like, please.
like, oh, cool,
Please come see me.
multiple personality disorder. Check.
But do we have the right guess on the fake story? That's really what we need to. How do we feel?
Okay, I need it.
Is the math
Slight
nothing?
recap. So, the boy mechanic.
Yes.
10-year-old mechanic.
Then we had the daughter. The older version of the daughter. Then we had
Oh, yeah.
The
Go
lecture.
Showing up to the lecture.
lecture.
Yep. And then the coffee shop.
The coffee shop is the only one that, like, I've never heard of stuff like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I wouldn't put it past somebody for that to happen.
It's just like, you know, you do have,
I don't know.
you have deja vu where you're just like, or at least I've had it, where it just keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, I've never had it where I'm seeing ahead, like, I'm like, oh, this is what they're going to do. But like, it happens and you're like, oh my hell, this is still going.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Where you're just like, wait, okay, why is all of this familiar?
Yeah, it's-
like, it's not ending.
I've seen all of that happen.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Yeah, I don't have any good examples of that, but I know sometimes when it happens and I'm just like, dude, what's going on? The lecture I was chill with up until the dripping.
That did throw me off a little bit, but you never know.
You just never know.
Dallas?
Could have
What do you
been
say?
a little
What say
trick up
you?
my sleeve.
I want to say the daughter, the older daughter, like seeing.
Seeing the girl on the floor
Okay,
dressed in high
Yeah.
heels.
That was my favorite story of the night. I'm not
That
gonna
was-
lie.
Like
Sketch.
it's either like 100% true or like
It's
truly very
ChatGPT
well
did a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that should be made into a movie.
yeah.
Like, straight up.
I mean, I just want to add a comment because I was going to share it about that story.
Yeah.
A comment from Reddit where it's very real post.
Uh-huh. Right.
It'd be funny if someone in another universe is writing about a couple and their child in her apartment. You get it?
Ooh. Ooh. I hate that.
Could you imagine?
I've
That's like the
heard-
uninvited.
Just interdimensional.
Ooh.
Very interstellar, very the uninvited.
I've heard of a story where there was this boy who was a serial killer stalker living in the walls of someone's house, and it was this dad. The mom had died, and the two daughters were always home alone because he had to work 2 jobs.
Oh my god.
And they were hearing like bumps in the night. And
Is it Bruno?
We don't talk about Bruno. What a glitch in the Matrix. Same time. The math just ain't mathin'.
Yeah, these stories were good.
Way to go, guys.
Some fun ones. So
Officially heebie-jeebied me.
you'll have to tune in next week to find out which one's the fake.
Wait, you guys didn't choose officially.
Oh.
I want to say the lady in the floral dress. That's
Okay.
my official.
And so far, Dallas is 100%.
In the
In the,
If you just wanted to rub it in, that's fine.
I had to. I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's fine.
Not all of us can be legit.
Anyways, I think the coffee shop guy
Okay.
is fake.
guys. Well, thanks again for coming.
Of course.
Thanks for having us and catering to all of my fantasies.
Oh, all of them?
Most of them. There weren't aliens in any of those. So
that we know of. That we know of.
You're so right. Can I
Yes.
put a request in for aliens in a future episode?
100%.
Absolutely. That's going straight in the suggestion box.
Thank you. Is it the trash or?
Nope.
Alley oop.
Right there.
Okay,
right
perfect.
Shout out to all you guys listening. We appreciate the support. And let us know who you think is the fake. Go on to socials. Some of you have done this, so thank you.
there. Yeah.
Go on to socials and comment who you think is the fake. And tune in next week.
We love you guys.
all I
Internet
got.
frenzy on 3. 1, 2, 3. Internet frenzy.
Wow.
Okay.
Joe Lex uses lights.
I'm a hater. I don't do the cheer.
Okay.
I'll do my feet the next time.
That's why I love having guests because they
I'll
do
do
it.
it. I'll do it.
You guys just follow with.
Next time we'll do our feet together.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hands for life. Okay, love you guys. Bye.
Internet frenzy, electric love so trendy. Bytes and bits we're blending. One click, no pretending.